Alright, hey everybody, today in this video, it is January 28th, and I'm using a size 12 Rapala X-Wrap. I got a late start today. I didn't get in the water till about 6:15, so that sun's starting to get over the horizon, but nothing was really going on the radio yet. There is a bunch of people out here. It is a Saturday. I've stayed in about 45 foot of water this entire video. It was reading to about 58 degrees. It was a cool morning, but it wasn't really that cold. It was really windy, ripping from the east, very rough. The swells throughout the video, throughout the time I was out there, got really bad. I'm using the same setup I used my last video with the Staal VR75, the 15-pound braid into 30-pound fluorocarbon. I will go more in depth on the stuff I use towards the end of the video. But I got really lucky today with these fish. I'm gonna break it down because there's a lot of stuff I want to break down in these clips. But yeah, hope you all enjoy, and I'll see y'all in a second. Alright, so right here we hooked the fish. All is well. But shout out to my friend Calvin that I got a fish on. But these fish, they do something weird as we go to my head cam. They just swim straight to you, and you got to be ready for that, because when they swim straight to you, you got to keep that line tight. I cannot prefacize that more. You have to keep that line tight no matter what. So I'm reeling as fast as I can, but as you can see, the fish came off, unfortunately. But that sort of stuff is going to happen out here, so it's no biggie. It's still really early, so I'm not worried about it. So we're going to go into my second bite here in a second. Alright, I got my second bite here, getting ready. So when I tightened the drag because I lost that fish, I kind of like set the hook right there, as you can see. I guess it worked, but because I caught this fish. But now I'm trying to get that my kayak turned towards the fish, keep my rod from my kayak. But this fish is doing the same thing that the first one did. It is just swimming straight to me. It's not looking good. So I'm keeping that line tight, and right now I think it's just straight under my kayak. So let's go into my head cam. I think we'll go into my head cam right here. As you see, I'm in 48 feet of water, but yeah, this fish is already right next to my kayak, so I am not ready to gaff this fish. This fish still has a lot of energy, so I'm just gonna play it out. There's no reason to rush. You know, you got time. There's nothing to break you off. It's not gonna swim into structure, you know, so just play out the fish. And try to keep that line tight again. So keeping that line tight, keeping a good bow in the rod. It sucks because what they'll do is they'll just swim straight to you, and then they'll just dig. They dig down and do these circles. So right now he's doing the big circles, just giving me a hard time, and pretty sunset in the back. So I'm fighting this fish, and then there's a lot of stuff I want to comment on my gaffing. There's some stuff I needed to do better, and there's a lot of stuff that was out of my control. So once we go to the gaff part of this fish, I'm gonna let y'all know what's kind of going through my head. Okay, now I'm getting ready to gaff this fish. I fought it for a little bit longer, and right there, I should not have gaffed that fish right there. I should not have attempted it. I got way too excited. I should have waited till that fish was on top of the water. There was no reason for me to gaff right there. So I scared the fish down a little bit, but I got way too excited and tried to gaff way too early. I think I cut out some previous gaff shots I did earlier. I was just getting frustrated, so I wanted to get him in the boat. But yeah, right there, I should not have gaffed that fish. So I'm gonna pull on the fish a little bit. He's still very energetic because he just never ran. He just dug next to the kayak. And I'm gonna go for another gaff shot, and I messed it up. I don't have it fully gaffed, and yeah, this happens. The gaff gets caught up in my line, so now I'm like, I really hope this, because if this fish goes for a run right here, I am done. I am losing this fish. I'm probably losing my gaff, but for some miracle, I got the line out of my gaff. It wasn't wrapped up bad or anything, so. This gaff is very short. I know a lot of people were complaining. A lot of people have this exact gaff because it has a float on it, but it is very short. I usually lean over a little bit to gaff these fish, but today it is very rough, and I was not leaning for it. I'm staying focused on getting my center balance in my kayak. I do not want to lean too far forward. It is very rough today. There is a lot of chop, but he's right next to the kayak, and he's only got one treble hook in him, so he's not that well hooked. But anytime I try to get his head towards the kayak, you can see he dives his head down. What I try to wait for is their head to be up out of the water and swim to the kayak, kind of like that. There it goes again. He's just keeps dodging the gaff shot. It's being very frustrating, but again, just take your time. Try to stay calm. You know, you're gonna get this fish. So I think we got another point of view right here. I'm just not having a good time getting this fish in, but it's okay. You know, take your time. Don't rush it. Right here, I think I got... No. Yeah. I think Corey Chuba was out here with me watching this all unfold. Pretty embarrassing, but it's okay. There's some stuff I should have done better. A longer gaff would have been nice, and then I finally got a good shot to him. So I was really thankful that was done. But yeah, I got that gaff in him. Gonna let the line off my roller of my reel, put it in the holder, and then get this fish on the boat. Alright, we're going to my second bite right here. Or my third bite, actually. There's so many people out here today, and you just look all around, and everybody has a rod boat up. It was the coolest thing I've seen, man. Seeing all these people fighting fish at the same time. The radio was pretty quiet, actually, just because everybody was really focused. I'm still in about 48 feet. I don't even think I've reached 50 feet throughout this entire video. But now I'm fighting this fish. I think this one takes a little bit more of a run, but it does pretty much the same exact thing. It's just going to stay right next to the kayak. Don't want that. It sucks because it's just going to stay right next to the kayak. You're going to be fighting that fish straight up and down. It's very uncomfortable. Again, just take your time. You're going to land the fish if you just stay calm. But he takes a little bit of a run, trying to keep that rod in front of the kayak, so I'm turning my kayak, but these tuna do these circles where it's very difficult sometimes, but just keep your balance. Again, it's very rough this day, so I'm really trying to keep my balance and not horse these fish. So I'm going to fight this fish, I think, longer than my first one, but there is going to be an unfortunate thing happening with this gaff. And again, I probably shouldn't have caught this fish. There's a lot of stuff that messed up in the gaffing of this fish that I could have done better, and stuff that was out of my control, but we're going to get to that part. And here he is. He's already right next to the kayak. So I'm going to let y'all know what kind of happens throughout this gaffing. It's pretty extraordinary how I caught this fish. So again, this fish is just staying right next to the kayak. It didn't really take a run, just turning me around, doing his circles, doing his head shakes, not giving me a good time. But your main thing when you're fighting these fish, to tire out these fish, is to get their head up. That's what should be in your head, getting their head up. Because once they start sucking air, they really die, man. They stop fighting, and it'll be a lot easier for you. So he's just still right next to the kayak, putting some pressure on him, keeping that line tight. Gotta emphasize, keep that line tight. Don't ever, ever, ever come loose on your line. So he's just right next to me, digging on me. It's pretty early, man. It's like only like 6:40. A lot of us left really early just because it was so rough. A lot of people just got their one and were just ready to head in. As you can see with these swells, man, it's already worse from the beginning of this video. So I got him right next to the kayak. He's still green. He's still ready and fighting. But I think he's hooked a little bit. Yeah, he's hooked a little bit better than that first one. But yeah, he's going and doing circles. Also, want to emphasize, you're going to see this in a second. Always try to aim for the head when you're gaffing these fish. The head is going to be the strongest point of this fish and going to have the best chance of you landing your gaff in them. But as you can see, I get way too excited and I try to gaff him in the stomach. And you're going to see how that goes out for me. There he is. I don't want to lean over. Was it right there or no? Yeah, here. I think here in a second I'm going to try to gaff him in the stomach, and he's not going to like that. There you can see. He took a good little run. I mean, I wouldn't like getting gaffed in the stomach, but I understand. I shouldn't have done that. Try to wait for his head. Try to gaff in the head. I cut a lot because I still am attempting to gaff it. Just trying not to reach over too much. Staying calm. Gaff him right here. And this is something really unfortunate what happens. I go to lift this fish up, and I wasn't paying attention, and my X-Wrap gets caught on kind of like a piece of canvas where my paddle goes, and I'm like, oh no. So this fish is just laying on the side of my kayak. All that weight, you gotta think this is a 25-pound fish, so that all that weight is on the side of my kayak. So I'm like, nope, I'm not attempting to put my rod back there because I do not want to flip. I do not want to put too much weight on my left side. So I'm going to get my pliers. I'm trying to think of a solution of what I could do because I'm not getting this fish. That X-Wrap is stuck. So I'm thinking, what do I do? What do I do? Should have probably thought of it a little bit quicker, but got the adrenaline, so I'm not really thinking that straight. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to get pliers for my center console. So do that here in a second. This fish isn't really moving. If he would have been flopping around, I don't know what would have happened. That would have been really scary. So I'm like, first I'm gonna see how deep they are, see if I can get it, and I just realized, oh, it's sunk. So I'm gonna do the part where I don't like. I get the hook out of its mouth, so it's just gonna be dangling on the gaff. So I was like, oh, and then it starts shaking. Got him in the boat. There we go. Relieved. I was so relieved. But that was really scary. First, I tried to gaff it in the stomach, which I shouldn't have, and then the X-Wrap actually gets caught on the kayak. Very unfortunate. I got these fish in, but I got very lucky. There are some points, especially with that first fish, when I gaffed my line, I should have lost that fish. Just being straight up, I should have lost that fish. There's no reason. But we got those two fish. It was a good day. It was a rough day, so now I'm just putting in my stuff in my kayak. But yeah, the stuff I used in this video was 15-pound braid again on a 30-pound Flurocarbon cigar. Everything I use in this video is going to be in the description if y'all want to see what I use. The Tuna are sticking in the back of my kayak, as you can see. But yeah, that's what I use. I use Bushido Nanofin Extreme rods that I built. Get my cooler out to put these fish in. I got a Hobie Outback 2022. So yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all enjoyed the voiceover. The audio was really bad, so I thought maybe it would be interesting to kind of tell y'all what's going through my head. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and